It's round two in San Francisco. Previously, I found my two top shops in the East Bay. Now I'm back in the city to narrow 8 shops down to 2. Let's taste. Set 1 starts at Excelsior Coffee, the closest thing to an espresso biker bar that I've come across.
Wow, that smells good. It smells like almost buttery, rich kind of caramel flavors. Ooh. Wow, that's good. There's a very present sweetness right up front. It's kind of like a mix between a berry-like sweetness and a more rich kind of cookie dough-like sweetness. It has kind of a bright acidity as well, and you get that loud sweetness right away. It's really nice. It tastes really clean. There's a lot of clarity here. That is such a pleasant sweetness. It's not over the top sweet. Like there's definitely some nutty qualities. There's like a buttery flavor to it, like a little more savory, almost an earthy flavor in there as well. There's really a lot going on, but it's so clear and crisp. Like you can taste each kind of flavor layer individually really, really easily. The texture is really pleasant too. It's very smooth and clean feeling, like clear. It seems like well filtered, if that makes any sense. That said, it has a velvety texture to it. It's really pleasant. It's not too heavy though. It feels kind of light and refreshing.
Next is Linea Cafe, a San Francisco staple with locations in the Mission and Potrero Hill.
Just full and warm, a little bit of an earthy scent. Oh, wow. Gosh, this is really good. There's a sort of gingerbread quality to it. Like ginger, nutmeg, kind of a spiced quality. It's very, very flavorful. It's fascinating. There's definitely a lively quality to it. It has acidity, but it's not too bright. It doesn't feel like biting. It's more reserved and soft, but still lively. Just a hint of sweetness at the top. You really have to kind of search for it. It's more what I would consider earthy. There's definitely some berry notes in there as well. Berries, but more of the tart berry flavor. The texture is really pleasant. It's velvety and almost silky. Quite pleasant, and it's actually a pretty unique texture. I don't know that I've experienced this very much before.
Jane on Fillmore is a cafe and bakery in its 10th year. Their shop has one of the most distinct aesthetics of any place on my list.
Wow, it has like a round scent to it. Not even sure what that means, but maybe a little sweeter than most. It smells really delicious. Ooh, wow. It's it's really tangy right at the beginning. It kind of lights up my mouth. Yeah, definitely more of that tangy sort of fruit vibe, like sort of a tart raspberry, maybe even like a tart cherry. That's what I'm tasting here. Some white grapefruit, actually. Grapefruit, I think, is a better descriptor than any of the others. It has like an earthy layer underneath that tart citrus vibe. There is a hint of sweetness, but it's quickly overwhelmed by that more tart, not necessarily bitter, but bitter in the way that a grapefruit or citrus or lemon can be a little bit bitter or tart. That's not a complaint, it's just very loud in the experience. The texture is a little more syrupy, but it's not super thick. It's not like maple syrup or anything. It doesn't have that sort of velvety or silky quality. It's more of like a solid, firm liquid. I don't know. Whatever that means. Like, it almost reminds me of honey.
Last in this set is Flywheel Coffee Roasters in the Haight-Ashbury district, directly across the street from Golden Gate Park.
It smells very balanced, kind of reserved. Not a super strong scent, but it's very pleasant. It has kind of like a warming quality. Wow, that is really good. It has a rich sort of warmth to it, almost like a gingerbread cookie. A little bit of a darker sweetness like molasses or caramel. Man, that's really tasty. The texture is really pleasant. It's sort of velvety and silky and smooth, but a little bit on the weightier side. Like it feels heavy on my tongue in a way that I really enjoy. The acidity is fairly tamed. I wouldn't call this bright or super acidic or tangy necessarily. It's a pretty rounded and reserved sort of tartness. There's a sort of earthiness underneath the sweet kind of cookie dough gingerbread sort of thing. It just feels like it has a solid base. It's really nice. Alright, let's talk winners. For me, this set comes down to either Excelsior or Flywheel. They both had a very similar kind of velvety, silky texture. Excelsior had more clarity. Flywheel had a little bit more richness. I tend to lean toward more rich experiences over clarity, but it's really difficult to say no to Excelsior. It was so good, and I'll absolutely be back. Like, I'll go out of my way to go to all of these places again, but I think I'm gonna say that my favorite roaster in San Francisco is Flywheel.
Set 2 in the city is befitting of Pride Month. First is Equator Coffees, a queer-founded company and the only shop in Marin County for round 2.
It smells good. It smells sweet. Kind of some berry notes, like a blueberry. The crema is really beautiful too. The texture is really nice. It's kind of smooth, but definitely has texture to it. I would say that this is a chalky texture, and I really enjoy it. It coats my mouth really well. There are some sweet notes right at the top. It's at the very top. A little bit of more fruity notes, some berries. But that sweetness is sort of a fleeting experience. And then the sort of middle part of the flavor kicks in, which is this very nutty kind of bold flavor. It's nice. It's a very full flavor experience. You know, as it cools down, that sweetness lasts for longer. It's like blueberry or maybe like a honeydew, a little bit of a softer sweetness. I wouldn't say that this is very acidic. Yeah, there's some caramel notes too in there, a little bit like more developed sweetness. Gosh, that's really good.
Next is 50/50, a pretty shop in Laurel Heights near USF.
Interesting, there's a sort of unique scent in here I'm having a hard time placing. It's pleasant, sort of earthy. It smells super fresh overall. Ooh, it's surprisingly tangy. It's got a good kind of acidic kick at the beginning. I wouldn't say it's too much. Like, it doesn't feel like a bite. It's not unpleasant, but it's very present and really like strikes my tongue. There's a good balance of a fruity sweetness, kind of like berries, not super acidic berries, like blueberry, a sweet raspberry maybe, and some earthy, kind of woody flavors. It's almost like cedar or oak. Some very rich, earthy flavors. The tanginess hits like the back of my mouth. It's not like bright at the front, but it's at the very back when I'm going to swallow. That's when the tanginess really kicks in. The more I sip, the more those earthy, woody flavors start to take over. The texture is medium-bodied, I would say, and it's almost a contrast to the super rich flavor profile. Like, I almost feel like the texture doesn't quite match the flavor. So the flavor is super bold and rich, and the texture is kind of, it's not thin, but it's not a very rich texture either. It is good though.
The Mill in the Western Edition is a collaboration between 4 Barrel Coffee and Josie Baker Bread.
Ooh, wow. It smells sweet, super fresh. There's almost a hint of mint in there. Super interesting. It tastes so fresh. And I remember this from last time too. It's almost too fresh. Like, it's almost not roasted enough. It tastes very planty. It's not necessarily bad, but it's really noticeable and right on the line of where I would consider it a little too vegetal. It does have a noticeable tanginess. It's definitely not too much acidity. And there's a sort of sweetness. There's sort of like the white part of a watermelon rind, like a little bit of an underdeveloped sweetness, but a sweetness nonetheless. There's a hint of that sweet almond, like Blue Moon ice cream sort of vibe, but it's almost like, yeah, kind of underdeveloped is the overwhelming impression that I'm getting. Like, it's almost something really great. There's a very strong lemongrass, plant, green, vegetal vibe, and it does taste super fresh. I can't deny that, but it is almost too much for me.
Last in this set, Pinhole Coffee in Bernal Heights is an LGBTQ+ owned shop that serves coffees roasted by Linea.
This has a really beautiful crema on top. It's super dark, caramel molassesy. It smells really fresh and balanced. Ooh, wow, that's really nice. Wow. The flavor is like a blueberry lavender. There's a noticeable acidity and kind of that floral quality, but it's also quite sweet right away. The texture is really, really pleasant. It's kind of silky and smooth, but very weighty on my tongue. It really feels like it's coating my mouth. That blueberry lavender flavor is right at the top. That's the first thing I experienced. And then underneath that is a really pleasant, kind of earthy, maybe a little woody body to it. But it's very pleasant. The blueberry lavender sweetness and the woody body underneath are sort of equally balanced in terms of intensity. It doesn't feel like one of those experiences is trying to overpower the other. It's just a really nice complementary, evolving flavor. I think a little bit of citrus in there, maybe not citrus, maybe like a pomegranate. Something a little tart and sweet. It's really nice. Okay, let's talk winners. These were all very good and fairly different from one another. So it's interesting. I just have to kind of pick whichever one I felt like the best. I can't say that any of these places is better than one another across the board. It's really just kind of how I felt about it today. I feel the most excited about going back to Equator. It kind of had a little bit of everything that I like. It tasted fresh. It had some sweetness, it had some earthy body to it, and in the aftertaste too, it had kind of the most pleasant finish. It left me wanting even more of it. So for that reason, Equator wins it for me. That said, if I had to pick my favorite shop that doesn't roast their own beans, it would be Pinhole. It actually was the most similar to Equator. It had a sweet top, an earthy body, and none of the flavors were really competing with each other. It just kind of evolved really enjoyably over time. So Pinhole is my favorite non-roaster in the city, but Equator wins this set for me.
The winners of Round 2 in San Francisco are Flywheel and Equator. And with that, Round 2 is complete. In the next and last video of the series, I'll complete Round 3 and the championship tasting. Until then, stay tuned for more, and thank you for exploring with me.
The more I sip, the more those earthy, woody flavors start. The more I sip, the more those earthy, woody flavors start to take over. The more I sip, the more those earthy, woody flavors start to take over.